Hey everyone, have you been searching for a way to make straight, clean cuts on metal without spending hours measuring and marking by hand? If so, does this double cutting gas track torch kit actually deliver the precision and speed you need? Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. I recently put the BLUEROCK CG-100 to the test in my workshop, and I've got to say, it's changed the way I handle sheet metal and plate cuts. This isn't one of those flimsy rigs that wobbles halfway through a job. It's built solid with a 12-foot steel track that stays straight no matter how long the cut. You set it up, lock it in place, and let the torch heads do the work. No more second-guessing your lines or dealing with uneven edges. I remember the first time I used it, I was a bit skeptical about how well it would perform, but after making a few cuts, I was impressed by the accuracy and cleanliness of the cuts. One of the biggest perks is the dual torch setup. Instead of making one pass and then flipping the metal to finish the other side, you can run both torches at once for a perfect double cut. I've used it on a 1/4-inch steel plate, and the beveling attachment lets you adjust the angle on the fly, so you get clean, consistent results every time. If you're fabricating frames, brackets, or even art panels, this saves a ton of time and cleanup. I've also found that the dual torch setup is particularly useful when working with thicker materials, as it allows for a more efficient cut and reduces the risk of warping or distorting the metal. The torch holders are adjustable too, so you can switch between straight cuts and bevels without swapping parts. I've found that really handy when I'm working on projects that need both types of edges. For example, when I'm building a frame, I need straight cuts for the main structure, but I also need beveled edges for the corners to give it a smooth finish. With the BLUEROCK CG-100, I can easily switch between the two without having to stop and reconfigure the torch. And since it uses standard B-type hose fittings, you don't need any special adapters, just hook it up to your existing gas setup and you're ready to go. Another thing I appreciate is how easy it is to set up. You don't need a degree in engineering to get this thing running. The track clamps down quickly, the torch heads slide into place, and the cutting tips are color-coded for quick changes. I set mine up in about 10 minutes, and I was making precise cuts right away. If you've ever struggled with a torch that keeps drifting off your marked line, you'll appreciate how stable this track system is. I've also found that the setup process is pretty much tool-free, which is a big plus in my book. I hate having to dig around for specific wrenches or sockets just to get started on a project. I also like that it comes with 6 different cutting tips. Whether you're working on thin sheet metal or thicker plate, there's a tip that'll give you a clean, burr-free edge. I've used it for everything from 20-gauge steel to 1/2-inch plate, and the results have been consistently good. No more fighting with uneven cuts or having to go back over the same spot multiple times. The cutting tips are also designed to be durable and long-lasting, which means you won't have to worry about replacing them often. And when you do need to replace them, they're easy to find and relatively inexpensive. Now, it's not perfect for every situation. If you're cutting really long pieces, you might need to add an extra track section or support stands to keep everything level. And while the track is sturdy, it's not exactly lightweight, so moving it around the shop can be a bit of a workout. But honestly, those are minor trade-offs for the precision and speed you get. I've found that having a few extra support stands on hand can make a big difference when working with longer pieces. And if you're planning on moving the track around the shop frequently, you might want to consider investing in a cart or dolly to make it easier to transport. In terms of maintenance, I've found that the BLUEROCK CG-100 is pretty low maintenance. The track and torch holders are designed to be durable and resistant to wear and tear, and the cutting tips are easy to clean and replace. Overall, the BLUEROCK CG-100 is a solid investment if you're serious about clean, efficient metal cuts. It's built to last, easy to use, and it cuts down on a ton of the frustration that comes with manual torch work. If you've been on the fence about upgrading your setup, this might be the tool that finally makes those perfect straight cuts a reality. Whether you're a professional fabricator or a hobbyist, I think you'll find that the BLUEROCK CG-100 is a valuable addition to your workshop. Check it out using the link below if it sounds like something you need in your workshop.